Hello everyone and welcome to this Playwright Python series. In this particular tutorial, we will learn to understand the Playwright code line by line. So let's begin. So far in this Playwright Python series, we have developed a basic understanding around the Playwright. As an automation test engineer, you should know what this code is doing. For this particular tutorial, I'll be using this particular code, and let's start from the very top from here. So the first line is from Playwright dot sync underscore API import page comma expect. So here we are basically importing page and expect from this particular sync API. Here this page is basically a class which provides the methods like this go to method, fill method, click method. So these methods are coming from this particular class, and this class will basically help to control the browser tab. Now, why we do it? To enable the browser control and write the checks in the synchronous Python test. This is synchronous, right? That's why. And if I remove this particular line from here, so what will happen? So basically, if I comment this one, you will see that we are getting unresolved issues over here. So we are getting errors, right? So that's why we need to import this particular line. Then we have this test underscore has underscore title. So DAF basically represents or used to define a function. And this is a name of function, test underscore has underscore title. And what this function is doing basically, so it has a page which is automatically passed by the Playwright Pytest as a fixture. So if you remember in the start when we were installing the Playwright, so we use Playwright Pytest, right? So it has Playwright Python or Playwright Pytest configurations. And in the Pytest, whenever we have to define the test function, we need to use a test keyword at the start. Okay, so it is basically an object representing a real browser tab already opened and ready for actions, right? And if we don't go with this particular line, so what happens is that no test will run. Okay, your test will crash since you can't control the browser without the page, right? That's the reason. And then we have this page.goto. So basically from this page class, we are using this particular method, which is goto, and we are just calling this method over here. And what this method will do, it will send an HTTP request to navigate to this particular URL. It will wait for a page load event, and it returns when the navigation is complete. So it's not just navigating, it will wait for the page load event and returns when navigation is complete, right? So obviously if you don't provide the URL, even if you have opened the browser, it will not go to that particular URL. So that's why when we are automating any application, so first we need to navigate to that particular application through the URL. Okay. Then we have this page dot get underscore by underscore placeholder. So basically again from the page class, we are using this method. So again, this is a method, right? So we are calling this method. So what this method is doing, technically, it finds an input field where placeholder is username and simulate that is typing admin in it. So basically, page has this method and this particular has a sub method which will actually fill with this particular text. Similarly, for this particular line of the code, again, it's doing the same thing over here. Then we have this page dot get underscore by role. So again, from the page class, we have a method known as get underscore by underscore role. So basically, it will find a button element with the name login, and then it will perform a click operation. So again, here click is a method, right? So basically, when you call this method, it will perform the click operation. And finally, in this particular code, we have page dot wait for the timeout, and we are writing 5,000 over here. So what it means? So from the page, we are calling a method which is wait underscore for underscore the timeout. So this pauses the script. It will pause the script for 5,000 milliseconds, which is basically 5 seconds, by blocking the execution. It will block the execution for the 5 seconds. So during these tutorials, I was intentionally using this one to show you that the how the execution is happening, because the execution itself is really fast, right? So if I summarize this code from the top again, so we need page where we need to perform actions, and that page is basically a class coming from playwright.sync underscore API. That's why we are importing that. Then we have expect in order to verify something, right? Now we have a function having a name, this one, test underscore has title, which contains a page basically. And here, if we talk technically, so it's automatically passed by the pytest playwright as a fixture. We haven't learned about the fixture, so don't worry about that. But right now, in simple words, just understand that we are passing this page to a function which will test the things. So once tests have a page, because if you think as a lame person, you need a web page where you need a test, where you need to, for example, you need, in this particular example, we have orange item. You need orange item page first. On that page, you will perform the testing. Just try to understand in this way. So basically, test needs the page. So we are passing page over here. But on the back end, so in our initial installation, we were using the Playwright Python. So basically, it is automatically passed by the Playwright Python as a fixture. It is an object, basically, representing a real browser tab already open and ready for actions, because you can execute the test when you have a browser open and ready. Okay, then we are from the page, we are using this particular method goto to navigate to this particular website. Then again from page class, we have get underscore by underscore placeholder method, through which we are basically identifying this input field and filling this text. Then again, fill is, a method, right? If I hover this goto, so you will see that it's def. This means it's a function. So returns the main source response. In case of the multiple redirects, the navigation will resolve with the first non-redirect response. So you have all the information available over here, but just to show you that this is basically a method, right? And similarly, if I go here, get by placeholder, again it's a function or the method, and here fill, you will see that again it's a method, right? So this method is based for actionability, checks, focuses the element, fills it, like we need to fill with the text, and triggers an input after filling. This is what we are doing. And here again we have this click. If I hold this one, so again this is the method, clicks the element by performing the following steps, wait for the actionability, so it will wait for the actionability, then checks on the element. Unless force option is set, scroll the element into a view if needed. Use page.mouse to click in the center of the element or the specified position, right? In short, basically it will click that particular element. So in this case, we have this button, so we just want to click on this one, right? And finally, we have wait for timeout. If I hold this one, again, this is a method, and wait for the given timeout in milliseconds. So 5,000 is here is basically milliseconds. And if I convert that into seconds, so basically we are talking about 5 seconds. And here they have given the usage as well, right? So that's how you can work with the playwright skill, and that's how you can understand what is happening, right? So if you're writing the code just using the AI or from the Google or from the documentations from somewhere, That might work, but as an automation tester, you should know and understand the code. So here I have explained every single line just to make you understand what exactly happening in this particular script over here. What are the classes used? What methods are used? Why these methods are used? So everything I have explained so that you have a good understanding of playwright scripts.